not Tomo recorded.
No, so amazing.
Nico, mom. There, it's written there.
Yeah, written. Okay.
You don't believe me? You're not convinced. Yeah. My man, it's written here. What's your problem? Okay, how about you? What are you drinking?
Me?
I'm
drinking gin and tonic.
I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah.
So I've started this. I've started this concept. Like it's a podcast thing. It's called NippyCast. It's a random podcast. So I just talk. We just talk shit, whatever. So today I thought maybe me and you can do one, because I've realized nowadays the internet is full of things. Social media. But what's the You see?
Yeah.
I mean, I think now let's go into conspiracy theories in terms of, and try to debunk the ones that are debunkable, and talk about them. Well, I'm gonna start with which one. What is the oldest conspiracy theory actually? Oh, I didn't even introduce you guys. This is Craig. Craig is a friend of mine. I thought maybe today we can unpack or debunk conspiracy theories on NippyCast. This is volume 6, I think. Yes. Yeah, hashtag volume 6. What is the oldest conspiracy theory? Let me see. How about the moon landing?
Moon landing is one of them, but it's probably not the oldest. There's the UFO. And there's actually several conspiracy theories. There's the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
So there's quite numerous. You have to pick and choose which one you want to debunk.
Let's start with the oldest, coming all the way up to this year of 2021. So let's look at the 19th century. What was there? I mean, the oldest that I know is the one of 1969 of the moon landing. So
yes,
I mean, is there like a group of people that just sit down and write nonsense and then just try to convince the world that this is a lie?
Well, the fact is, in anything that seems to be extraordinary, like for instance, you must remember when if you look at the development, especially scientific developments, you look at when somebody said, well, there is somebody who has actually invented a horseless carriage, and people laughed and said,
what the fuck? What a horseless carriage? What pulls that?
A horseless carriage is a car, as we know it today.
Oh, okay. Can't you just say car?
Some guy came in the USA. We're talking and say, hey, apparently some guys in Germany have invented a horseless carriage, and there is Mr. Ford here in the USA who wants to create the same thing, and everybody laughed at them, like, horseless carriage, you guys are it must be out of your mind. And a lot of people went on to write a lot of stories, and draw some caricatures of the car. Like, this is what a horseless carriage is going to look like. And people were saying, yeah, these people are just dreaming. They probably were bottomized so that they can go mad and start thinking like this. So you see, when people are confronted with something that is totally unusual for them and it's beyond their comprehension, they start thinking that there must be somebody who's brainwashing somebody to propagate such a theory, and make people look stupid, or to actually maybe even indoctrinate people and make them believe in things that are not there.
No.
And a lot of these people, you would find that base their reasoning on religion, that if it's not invented or created by God, then it does not exist.
Okay.
So that is the biggest challenge.
Or isn't it? Yeah, so you're saying?
Conspiracy theorists tend to rely more on what they know the world to be like. And they always blame the people that are pathfinders as the people who are trying to disorganize the world and impose upon the world their way of thinking and their way of doing things so that they can create dependencies. So people now become dependent on the things that they are talking about, and they will make money out of it. So even if you look at today, let's like try and jump into today.
Okay.
The major chorus against COVID vaccination is based on the fact that you are going to they want to control your mind. They want to make money out of you. They're making money out of you, but they're trying to kill you at the same time. Now, can you imagine if I was a capitalist and I'm developing something that will kill everybody that I must make money from?
It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. For example, the guy who's been accused of this nonsense, let's say Bill Gates, they say he wants to chip people, put a chip and track them. Why would Bill Gates give a fuck about a guy sitting at a village somewhere at Amakolek and spend $1,000 to chip him? To do what with that guy? What of value does that guy bring?
Because that guy has no economic value.
Nothing.
To Bill Gates, nothing.
And he says he wants to.
He doesn't even know what Microsoft is. He doesn't know what a computer is. He doesn't know shit. All that he wants to do is to go and get some termites or kill some birds and have his lunch.
Or head cows. Do you think Bill Gates gives a fuck? I mean, they say, okay, well, even if maybe that, let's say the guy is sophisticated, he adds value to what you call economy. At the office, when this guy walks into his desk, when he switches on his laptop, he uses the Microsoft whatever softwares like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, which were created by him. So if Bill Gates kills that guy, that Bill Gates would have lost money from licensing of whatever that laptop is or whatever. It just doesn't make sense. It's like killing your customers.
Exactly my point. You see, the flow is always there that. All these people say that, these people are trying to kill us. They're trying to kill us, and they want to make money by killing us. How can you kill the people that are making money for you?
It doesn't make sense.
The logic just doesn't exist.
And they believe, they believe this thing. The other day I was sitting at a salon. I overheard some kids saying that, wow, now that the 5G is here, we're all going to die. I'm like, fuck. They believe that microwave cause flu.
Yes.
I mean,
talking about 5G, you know that in KZN they've been destroying 5G infrastructure, setting that province like 10 years.
Yeah.
In terms of communications infrastructure development. Now, I'm trying to understand this. These people sitting there in KZN and thinking, what you don't realize is that you're setting your kids back so many years in terms of
technologically.
And these kids will, and when these kids move into urban environments, or universities for that matter,
yes,
where other kids are already far
ahead,
they've got access to new technology, and you think, no, that's Tawata, that's why they're going to wait.
Who came up with that thing? Do you know who I suspect on the 5G causing corona? Nowadays there's these contracts that I see here. People are digging up the ground. They're putting fiber, whatever, what you call. They've been digging around all over the country for the past couple of years. Because what I've realized now, our current phone is 4G, ne? Currently we have 4G in our phones. Like the phone I'm using now is 4G.
Yes.
And it's actually are you on 5G? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well. So, but if you think about it, those guys, they know that they're gonna lose these government contracts because we're gonna stop digging because it's slower than this. It's gonna be this thing of fiber. It's gonna be slower than 5G. So, don't you think maybe? Maybe now I'm making a conspiracy theory now against those words. Or they're the ones. They're the ones perpetuating.
You know why? You know why I would like to debunk that? Because fiber is cheaper. There are levels of access.
Okay.
Fiber is still cheaper than your 5G. So therefore, the markets are not the same. Currently, the markets are definitely not the same. So 5G is not going to take much away from fiber, because as fiber falls in prices, it will be access level for a whole lot of people who are at the lower end of the market. So it's impossible that the people who are fiber operators would want to because the problem is that you cannot propagate such theories to people like me and you who know better. And those are the people who buy into 5G and whatever technologies that will come. The people who are not understanding the whole idea of 5G are people who don't even buy 5G for that matter.
They don't even know what the G stands for.
Yeah. You see, they would not buy into that. They would not buy fiber either. They would just be with their old 2G phone.
Or,
or
post office. Or they still send letters.
Or the post office, they still go to a container to make calls.
Do they still have those containers? I haven't seen one in a long time. Where?
Quite recently, I saw, where was I? In Bloemfontein, actually.
For real? Public phones?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. I went to print a document because I was going to a meeting and I realized that I didn't bring a document with a hard copy. So I went into this little shop. And as I was printing, a woman there was fighting with somebody on a public phone, like, whatever. But so you can see that the entry point is not the same for those people. And the people that always come up with these theories are people who are at the lower end of information access. And they create their own information platform that targets those. I mean, like earlier on today, I was reading something by somebody that I know personally. And then I've seen that she propagates those things. She just reads and then takes it and posts on social media, which is like one of the biggest problems
without fact checking.
Yeah, there's no fact checking. You read and you say, "Yeah, I knew it," and then you take it and put it there so everybody can read.
And then mislead the entire country.
Yeah, it mislead a whole lot of people. But, and then some of us, sometimes it's very difficult to even engage with some people because you understand that from where you are, your understanding is probably like that person is like 20 years
different
behind you in terms of understanding the issues and what happens, what is the structure of economic impact, in terms of technology development. Who would do what to? I mean, if you say somebody wants to sabotage somebody's progress, then those people must be operating at the same level. You can't say that people who make tractors will try and sabotage BMW and Mercedes-Benz.
It's not this. Yeah, well, it doesn't. They're not even competing.
They're not competing. So therefore, it just does not. It's got no relationship whatsoever. There's no relationship between the cause and effect. Because if I'm gonna sabotage you by spreading false propaganda against you, it must be that you are my direct threat in terms of my business.
So, do you think it's likely pumped by a third force who stands to benefit? Because I mean, how do they benefit from creating such bullshit to make society believe in nonsense? The whole theorists and whatever, who benefits?
There's an element of cultism.
What's that, my man? English, please. English, what's cultism?
There are people who just want to create cults around themselves because they've got something that they spread.
Did you say cultism? Cult?
Cultism, yes.
Oh, cult. Okay, yes. Oh, yes, you're right, yeah.
They want to create cults around themselves because they spread a propaganda that is believable, even though it's false.
Even if it's bullshit.
And sometimes when you repeat mantra style your own bullshit, you start believing it yourself.
It becomes the new fake truth.
Yes. You just like create it, and then because you're caught in that space where you've got to actually keep on supporting it with whatever additional falsehoods that you built.
You keep pumping into the lie.
Yes, you build a whole pile of things that have got no substantiation whatsoever, but you find enough people that are so are so deprived in intellectual capacity to examine,
to debunk,
yes, and actually debunk those myths.
Yeah.
So the more you know, it's just like, can you look at the churches that are springing up all over the place, and you've got people drink petrol
and eat grass.
You'll be saying they eat grass, and you know, and all that. So
our people are just, sometimes I don't know if I can use the word dumb, but I mean it's so funny. How do you really believe this nonsense? Because if you think about, now let's go to the vaccine side, né? The vaccine side. I mean, I've personally used vaccine all my life, before every winter, the normal flu one, right? It has never killed me. Sometimes I would catch flu.
Not even that, Mukhuba. When you're born, you are vaccinated
already. All the bullshit, yes. All the type of different vaccines.
All these people who are saying that the vaccine is going to kill you, they were vaccinated when they were born.
They have some strain of a vaccine in their system from somewhere in the past, right? Because now, Craig, I'm losing you.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. Yes, I was saying. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I no longer have.
I can hear you.
I no longer have your footage.
You no longer have my face.
Yeah, but I've got your audio. Yeah. I mean, I don't. Your camera is off, but your voice is on. I mean, your audio is on. There you go. You're back. So let's go to the vaccine. So I was saying, well, like you're right. Everybody has been vaccinated. Some polio, whatever. All those things from back in the day. We all left some mark here on our upper thing, especially the guys who were born in the 70s, 80s, whatever. You know, we never died. It never. Even the 60s. Even you guys during your time, yeah. So, but it has never killed us. So why are they thinking this one will kill them? I mean, even their kids now, they take them to a clinic program, monthly, whatever. There's a timetable. We all go to clinic and vaccinate our kids for whatever. And our kids have never been killed by this thing. So why is there now a notion of saying this thing now is dangerous, we're going to die? I mean, now there's experts of people who never knew about vaccine. Nowadays, they are trying to talk about it as if they've always known about it. But now we've got new people who are like claiming to be like experts of shit that they don't know anything about. So, I mean, I literally know, even close friends of ours who say, no, I'm not going to take this thing. It might be poisonous. I'm like, wow. I'm like, fuck.
They're very willing to try booze brands without even knowing what the effect of that booze brand is going to be.
Exactly, but they don't want to take like a simple injection. They will rather die from the fucking shit than and create more conspiracies. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
The conspiracy about coronavirus has killed a president.
What's that again?
The conspiracy about the coronavirus has killed a president. A sitting
oh yes,
actually two.
Yes.
President Magufuli died because he was a conspiracy theorist. They said that he tested an avocado and it had corona.
He was in denial. It's the same thing as, remember back in the day there was also AIDS denials. I mean denialists. We call them what, denialists. It's the same thing, same shit, you know. Well, so I don't know. Maybe like let's say in closing, how do we prevent ourselves from conspiracy theories? How do we protect ourselves before we believe? Do we do research? Or because some people are just lazy nowadays. We've got Google, but they don't even bother to to check if this is a lie or not. Like to fact check.
No. The biggest problem, Nipo, is that populists can propagate anything, and it can be accepted by a whole lot of people who are gullible quicker. And gullible people are the best people to spread hearsay and unproven stories. We need a stronger structure to educate our people and everybody else.
How like a government driven type of program?
Yeah, it has to be a partnership between government and
private
sector and non-government organizations, because non-government organizations are more effective because they work within communities and they can actually bring communities on board early on. But then you must remember that the other problem that is the funding gap, that those organizations do not command most of the time enough funds to run effective programs of educating people.
Yeah.
Just say, like a small thing, you can use schools, for instance.
What?
Like children in schools.
Schools, yes.
Yeah, especially primary level schooling, where you can have programs running there, which will be government run, where you educate the kids to educate especially those that come from less well-to-do families, where the information is much more easier transmissible. They do not have access to your normal media. Most of them don't even have TVs. They cannot go on to Google and find and fact check things. So if you build a platform where you can actually propagate things from school level to families and communities, it could help. And
are you saying it should be part of a curriculum?
Yes, it should be part of curriculum.
What are you going to call it?
Well, that there's a curriculum which is called life skills at schools.
Oh, yeah, I think I've heard it. Yeah.
So it should be part of that. Because this is about life. It's about everyday experiences. What can be true, what can be not true. If you tell a child that when you hear something from somebody, don't just tell other people. Check with people that you believe will know better. But the question is, are those people better informed? That's why it is very important for the government to install this access to information facilities at our schools, which is very difficult in South Africa, that you install computers today and tonight
stolen.
Somebody comes and steals them. So it's a gradual program that involves improvement of our security systems as a state, and making sure that the people that install computers do not own a parallel business of thieves. That's what they do, these people.
A parallel business of thieves. That's funny. And look, usually I think it's the guys who supply, they come back for it at night.
The same people, I'll tell you.
The same guys. Because how do they know that it's there? What's the sign is that the computers?
Exactly. The same people. They go and steal them and steal them.
It's the same thing. Like I used to think that, like when I was growing up in Venda, I used to think when we get robbed at the house or whatever, if somebody breaks in, I would think, yeah, this criminal must be from somewhere far. And I realized, no, there's no way. This criminal is a guy from here. I mean, a guy from Durban can just come to Toyando and just walk into your house and take the TV. It should be somebody who really knows you.
People don't know you. I mean, like, I'll tell you an example of my home at Kuv. At home, we've never had a front fence for the longest period of time. There are no burglar bars at home. But that house has never been broken into. You know what? Because people just won't break into Mukhuba, and nobody's going to break into that house. Nobody. But next door, they will break in.
Where there's a fence.
Where there's a fence, there's a burglar bar, there's all sorts of things. They'll break in. So it's people that you know, they just won't go to a certain place.
It's people around us, yeah.
Because they know that it will be totally complete. It will be apprehensible for them to do something like that.
Yeah, because basically, you know what? Maybe this thing, if you put it in a curriculum, or going back to the solution of conspiracy theories, as time goes, remember nowadays we're exposed to too much information. Some people are misusing the information and to create conspiracy theories, right? So, but we need to learn to manage this thing going forward. I mean, in the next probably 30 years, 30 years, I'm sure we'll be sitting there laughing at the fact that people believed that a vaccine was going to kill them. We'll be like, oh, but by then we'll probably be more educated, you know. I mean,
just like we now would laugh at people who were saying that it's impossible to have a horseless carriage.
Yes. Actually, I'm sure even in maybe 100 years ago, if maybe let's say you were sitting in the Titanic before it sunk, if we were busy like talking about business ideas, and I was to tell you that in the next 60 years or so, somebody will invent a gadget that speaks with another person 1,000 kilometers away without a wire, they were probably gonna laugh at you at that time.
I suppose that's Tesla. Everybody was laughing at Tesla when he was saying such things.
Yeah, and then they'll try to make it look like this thing, right? With you, and then everybody goes, ah, ha, ha. But next thing, this thing happens.
Actually, Tesla long ago had this thing figured of how we're going to progress, in terms of technology. But people always looked at him and said, "No, this guy."
And that's the problem. When you're a big thinker, most people won't resonate, won't understand your type of ideologies. Actually, when we started this, we spoke about the oldest. I was trying to figure out the oldest conspiracy. Okay, well, now the moon landing. Who benefits from lying about this guy's landing on the moon?
Who does?
What do you think? Do you think they didn't go?
Well, if they didn't go, and they tell you that they went.
I think you know what I want to do. I want to buy a telescope. Ne? I'll monitor the moon properly. I want to see the flag.
Well, I doubt if your telescope will be strong enough. You need to go to vets. You might be able to see.
Do they have one there? Do they have they've got those mother of all telescopes, the big ones?
Well, it's not the biggest, but they've got a telescope there, the planetarium. So
I'll try to check it out sometime when I'm that side.
You might just go to the Karoo and go to the Meerkat and sit in the Meerkat room. That's one of the world's most advanced telescopes. It will show you that flag.
Then I will debunk. Then I'll be debunking the moon landing fake moon landing theory then. With a telescope. It's that easy. I just want to see the flag. I mean, it's not like it was blown by wind. There's no wind there, right? It's still there. It's supposed to still be standing still, right? If they put it. It's simple like that. Instead of going like, oh, they didn't go. Okay, so then if we see it from a telescope, who put it there? Okay, and then another one. Okay, I'm gonna create a new conspiracy theory. Why are these motherfuckers going to Mars? Don't you think there's something they're not telling us? Maybe there's a meteorite about to hit us and they want to run away, but they don't want us to panic. Why do you want to spend so much money and time on going to some planet that doesn't have any life, which is almost Antarctica on steroids in terms of temperature? Why do you want to stay there? There's no oxygen, nothing. Who the fuck wants to do that? It doesn't make sense. Maybe there's something they're not telling us. Okay, well, that's a conspiracy that I'm starting now.
I think that has to do with the commercial value of having an outpost on Mars.
What commercial value? How would you make money out of that?
If you can have an outpost on Mars, a lot of these meteorites and comets that are out there in space are very rich in minerals.
Oh, okay. So what, you can grab them from there? Like how? You mean mining there or just waiting for one to fall?
You can send a crowd to go mine. It will be closer. Go mine.
Oh, shit. But wouldn't it cost you more than the money you would be making from the fucking mineral?
No. Not very long ago, there was a publication that said this one particular meteorite is worth in minerals the entire world's wealth combined.
What? How big is the meteorite?
It's like about the size of Johannesburg.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I think it's worth going to try out.
Yeah.
But but now, how are they gonna do this thing? Okay, so they're not running away. There's nothing they're hiding. They just want to commercialize this thing, right? Let's just say that's it.
Yeah.
So the first generation of people, it's gonna be male and female, right?
Yeah.
Preferably. Are we saying that now they are automatically in a relationship once they land there?
Well, I suppose that it's not going to be a relationship thing, but people might help each other. I mean, we don't know whether people are fucking
on the spaceship for 6 months. Or you mean on the ISS, on the International Space Station? Yeah, because that's we don't know. I wonder how difficult it is to actually pump in space because there's no gravity. Okay, there's less gravity in the International Space Station, but somewhere else you have to do a lot of work. Do you think it's the same as here?
But you can't get tired because there's nothing that is actually holding you back.
So, like, how do you grab each other? Because if you don't grab, the other one will float.
But then the harness, you have the harness and you secure.
The other one will float as you.
Yeah, you float together,
as you're going around. Fuck, it must be the most difficult task. Okay, well, so it means that we're assuming that they might become partners or whatever. The reason why they're probably sending male and female is because they can mate, right? And start a new generation in case if they can't come back to the planet, right? So it means that if you are married to that person, just forget. If you are the husband who's not a scientist, who's not flying up there or wherever, just forget. This person will come back.
I'm sure the recruits will be put in an environment where they will form relationships. So that by the time that they leave, they already have relationships.
Oh, prior. Because I know we have got one woman here in South Africa from Cape Town. She was also approved in the top 100 that was selected. And I don't know what happened to that mission. It was not Elon Musk's mission. I think it was NASA's, but I think it fell off. The next one will be SpaceX, which is what? This is Elon Musk's one, right? The SpaceX, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Because now another funny part is I think most of the conspiracy theorists are from the from the United States of America. It's usually Americans. Because do you know why? There's a battle of just talking shit about somebody else, especially to discredit the government. Because even sometimes the Americans are also to blame. They are too stubborn. For example, the whole world was told about the what's that thing that landed now? What do they call it? The stuff that landed at Mars now. The similar to Curiosity, they've got a new name for it.
Yeah, the Progress. What is it? No, it's not Progress. It's
the name keeps coming and going. Yeah,
the rover on the moon.
The rover, the new rover, because Curiosity died, I think. Yeah. Yes. So, but now the Chinese landed theirs as well. I think last week.
Yeah.
But nobody said anything about it.
Yeah.
Everybody speaks about the American one.
You see, the difference is that the Chinese do not make a whole lot of PR about their Mars landing.
No.
They're just focused on doing the job,
on getting the work done, and then that way. Yeah.
The Chinese were the first people to land a craft on the dark side of the moon. There was not a whole lot of hoo-ha about it.
So they get the job done without being criticized and without being accused of conspiracies or without being suspected of lying. They just do the job, right? The Americans will just talk too much.
Yeah, they talk too much, and then they attract all of
bullshit.
Redneck backlash, and everybody they're taking their money and they're actually eating our money. They're not taking anybody there. They're just taking the money.
And
the federal government, the federal government, and that's the big oaks. Look, those people.
Yeah.
They're not going to get anybody on the moon.
Yeah.
You think anybody can go on the moon?
Yeah.
Nobody's landing on the moon. I can tell you now.
Hey.
I know who my cattle are grazing all day on the field.
Hey.
Nobody else ever landed. No God will ever allow a human being to land on the moon, let alone on Mars.
Hey.
I mean,
okay. Talking about the moon. Talking about the moon. Does the moon have a North Pole and a South Pole?
Yes, it does.
So, which one is up or down compared to us? Because I'm sure the part that I see now, if I see the moon, is probably not what you see when you're in another country. I mean, would I say the moon is?
The part of the moon that you see when you're on Earth is the same that is seen in every country, because you've got the dark side and the bright side of the moon.
So what do we see? Okay, we can see both at any given time.
The moon and the Earth are in what is called locked rotation. So they both rotate in a way that the facing parts to us are always like they move like this. So whatever speed at which we are rotating, we are in sync, exactly in sync, so that we never see the other part of the moon, the part that is called the dark side.
Ah, okay. Oh well, okay, no, I see. Okay, so where did they land? The Americans landed on which side? The dark or the bright?
Everybody has always landed on the bright side of the moon.
On the bright side.
Only the Chinese were the first people to land a craft on the dark side of the moon.
On the dark side of the moon, then you won't be able to see the planet, us. You won't be able to see Earth, right?
Yeah, you won't be able to see Earth.
Also, it's better to land on the bright side so that you can see and prove that you.
Yeah.
Oh wait, like take a photo, and you see some of the conspiracy theorists. They literally even have those funny photos where all the guys. How many were there again in 1969? Neil Armstrong and them. How many were they?
There were three.
There were three.
Aldrin, Neil Armstrong. Yes, yeah, there were three.
So somebody gave us a picture, showed us a picture and said, who took this picture? Because there was no digital camera then. Like, how did they? And there was no selfie sticks.
No, but the picture was taken by the craft because the craft had a camera.
Yeah, but well, I'm saying that the conspiracy theorists are using that to say, this is shot in the studio. Okay, no, Craig, it has been nice talking to you. NippyCast Volume 6. My audio today is terrible. I think I need to invest on a proper podcast facility. Maybe ask, don't you have rich friends who can buy me this thing, Chief?
I have no idea. But maybe, if you spoke to Ace Makashule.
I don't want to be in trouble. Okay, thanks a lot, my man. I'm sure we'll catch up some other time. It's been a while. I'll come visit you when I'm free.
Okay.
Sure. That was NippyCast Volume 6. We're talking to Craig, discussing conspiracy theories. Funny. It's so funny. Maybe we'll have Volume 2 at some stage as time goes. Sharp, ne?
Sharp. Take care.
Sure.